All right, it's that time for another end of day post wave report with yours truly, the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com, home of the world famous PulseWave price trigger reports. We're having a incredible sale at PulseWaveTrading.com where you can go and you can get access to these daily pulse wave reports delivered to you right on the dashboard on your login. When you log into pulsewavetrading.com, thousands of securities worldwide, everything from stocks to futures, the forex, the cryptos, you name it, we got it for you. All right, so it's been a rather interesting week so far, and that's because it's an FOMC week. So tomorrow we get the FOMC announcement on interest rates. And this is kind of what this is looking at going into it. Here's what the markets are thinking. If you look at your gold futures here, you can see the bears have it sideways to slightly lower prices. Markets dangling over the edge of the cliff. And we could start to accelerate to the downside at any moment. So definitely keep your eyes and ears open on that one. If you are into this market, if you're long or short, got to pay attention. Got to watch those reports and do exactly as the system recommends so that you can be on the right side of the market. Taking a look at silver, which is kind of moving like gold does. Sometimes they depart, and this is one of those times. You can see silver is increasing in momentum to the downside. We just put in a new leg down today, and this market is accelerating to the downside. Gold is kind of holding steady, just inching itself down incrementally, while silver is absolutely falling apart. As you can see here on the chart, the bears have full control of this market. They've taken prices now from $29 an ounce all the way down to the $24 handle. So things are getting a little dicey here for the longs in silver. What about the forex? Well, here's the euro yen. The euro yen, the bulls still have it for now. They're keeping prices, just dangling here. But the market is experiencing some overhead resistance around the 131 marker. Here's your overhead trend line resistance. So we did have the market, fall into the close. So either the bulls are about to lose their grip on this, or this is exactly where they're going to start defending the euro yen. All right. So we did have this incredible run back here. And then here was your break. Now the market's trying to get a little bounce here, trying to put in a bottom. So it's going to have a lot to deal with. All right, because the equities, as we'll see in a minute, had a very interesting day as well. Taking a look here at natural gas, we have a crash alert, sell signal for tonight into tomorrow's trading. Trend line support down around the 345 mark is the initial target on that move. As far as the crypto space, take a look at what Theta did today. Theta produced a rally alert buy signal for tonight into tomorrow's trading. It should be noted that the market is really just hovering around this overhead trend line resistance. All right, it's just kind of hanging out there. We get above it, fall down, get above it again, fall down. Third time's the charm. We'll see if the market can do a little something. It is flip-flopping around here at this crucial juncture. If the market can get enough momentum under it, then the bottom of the Kumo cloud up here around 8 is going to be the initial target on this move. Can Theta get back to $8? We'll see. Next up is XRP Ripple. So the bulls have been keeping this one suspended too. You're getting daily upside production. Overhead trend line resistance, though, is really proving to be a little something. But something very unique happened today, even though it was a narrow range type of a day, and you do have this bullish pointer right here from yesterday. We just crossed into the green section now. So now we flipped from bearish to a bullish sentiment now in XRP Ripple. Just something to think about going forward. What about that NASDAQ 100? Well, here's the NASDAQ 100. Had a nice down day today, and it was enough to give us a crash alert sell signal for tonight into tomorrow's trading. Trend line support right there around the 14,400 level is the initial target on that one. All right, next up we got crude oil. Here's what's happening with the oil. Oil, as you can see here, has flipped from the bullish sentiment to a bearish sentiment. We're in the bearish zone now. Market has been getting sold on rallies. Today was no different. We now have a crash alert sell signal for tonight into tomorrow's trading. The trend line support around the $70 handle is the initial target, followed by the top of the Kumo cloud around the $68 mark. Then the bottom of the Kumo cloud around the $64 mark. So that is what you're seeing here on the oil. And yes, you're in the bearish zone. Next up is the Aussie. Here's your Australian dollar. So similar picture here as with the other, with the euro and yen. You got the market here hanging on to a thread. Bulls are still defending this level. Overhead trend line resistance is the initial target if enough momentum can come. But right now it's hovering right at a resistance point. 74 seems to be a pretty strong resistance point for the market. If it can overcome it, then it'll have a wide open run way back up here to trend line resistance. So very interesting time, but you're still in the bear zone right now on the Australian dollar. Next up, soybeans. So soybeans have had a massive break from way back here. You got your first leg down, second leg down, third leg down, rally off the lows, and now we're on our way back down after testing overhead trend line resistance. So the bears are keeping this one low, but you still have an opportunity. You still got an opportunity because you're trading in a range now. You're respecting the bar from June the 17th, and the market is just pretty much trading within that. All right. So you had a break here. Market brought it right back and then started to align prices back into the range here. So sideways to slightly lower prices is what we can expect moving forward. What about the Dow? Well, the Dow also gave us a crash alert sell signal for tonight into tomorrow's trading. The trend line support, which will be below 34,500, is the initial target on this one as well. Next up is Bitcoin. So here's what the Bitcoin's been looking like. You're in the Kumo cloud, as I was telling you guys last night in last night's live. All right, so you're in the cloud. You got a bullish pointer here. You're in a bullish zone, okay, bullish sentiment. So I think the market's going to test the top of the cloud at some point, and that'll put prices around between 44 to 45,000. And that's kind of where you are right now. As long as the market stays above the trend line support, I think the market will start to build up enough momentum to do that. All right, so that's what we're looking at. We went from a bearish to now a bullish sentiment. We'll see if prices can hold. It may or may not. And last but not least is the US dollar index. So the US dollar index, as you can see, is just waffling along in a maybe I'll call this a 4-point trading range. 89 on the bottom and 93 on the top. Okay, so you had a 4-point trading range, and we've come back up again. So here is the first crash alert sell signal, and now here is your second one, and you're already starting to put those legs down. Initial trend line support is down here right below 92. All right, even though you're in a bullish zone, looks like this may be a topping out situation. All right, so I just want to bring those things to your remembrance as we go into FOMC tomorrow. Some people go into the report flat. Some people go in holding a little position. I think I may go ahead and put a little something on. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. I'll make up my mind before I go to bed tonight. Let's see here. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and you're right. Soybeans do seem to be acting as though inflation is not being considered. I thought so too. But just keep in mind too, a lot of when it comes to the commodities, just remember they have so many different things that can really complicate things. When we're talking about the foods, when you're talking about your grains, your softs, even your meats, okay? When you're talking about food stuffs, things get a little tricky because weather comes into play. Weather is more the market's more sensitive to weather patterns and conditions than it is to interest rates. All right, because of interest rates, whatever they are, at some point markets usually calm down and stabilize once they know what time it is. Even if interest rates were to shoot up to 20%, yeah, it'd be a huge shock around the world, but eventually things will level off. They always do. The market can bear whatever the market bears. Remember, we used to be at 20%, all right, not too long ago. So, yeah, that can happen. So, interest rates do affect markets, but when we're talking about food, we're talking about weather patterns. So, if you look at what's going on right now in Brazil with the coffee situation and sugar, it's affecting sugar also, the sugar market. So sugar futures, coffee futures hitting new highs, like 7-year highs, whatever. You have those factors that come into play. Weather is a big deal. When it comes to cocoa, it's more political because it seems like there's a military coup every other week on the Ivory Coast, which is where we get majority of our cocoa from. So that can affect prices wildly. So yeah, it is interesting what we see right now. Very, very interesting. All right. Let's see. What is your opinion about cash only Fridays? Catherine Austin Fitz is promoting this to slow down Borg takeover. Well, first of all, to be quite honest with you, Cash Friday is just another way to say Take Back Friday. That's what Take Back Friday is, anyway, regardless of any political component. Take Back Friday goes all the way back, man, to pit trading. When there was no electronic trading, there was no internet. It was all human beings in the trading pits. When it came to the weekends and Fridays rolled around, people wanted to unwind positions to have cash to put in their pockets to go party and go drink and go clubbing or whatever else they wanted to do. All right. So Take Back Friday has always existed and always will exist. Even though we're off floor trading now, for the most part, you still have people that want to, take some cash off the table when Fridays come so they can go party or do whatever they're going to do. That's never going to change. And then you got others that want to reposition. There's a lot of repositioning, cash being moved around on Fridays. That's why option expirations are on Fridays. Futures contract rollover are on Fridays. These big things that happen are on Fridays, and that's by design. So yeah. So that's basically what she's just saying. She's just saying something that I've always said to you about Take Back Friday ever since I started my YouTube channel. All right, I'll take a look at a few of these you guys want to take a look at real quick. I see you. Let me see here what we got. See if I can find something for you. All right, let's see here. See if I can find some of these for you. All right. All right. Here's your snap. It came into today with a crash alert sell signal. We got that downside production Trend line support down here around that $64 handle is the initial target on this one. Also, you know, the market had to fill this gap. This is a pretty wide gap. So that's what it did today. It came down to fill the gap. Probably will get a little bit more follow through going into tomorrow. You're in the bullish zone, so it may find support when it gets down here close to the trend line support. That's where we'll probably find its support. But it is technically in the bullish zone right now. All right, let's see what else we got. All right, you want to see XELA. Let me see if I have that at this time. Let's see what we got. Give me just a second. Been having some issues, so I may not be able to pull up too many of them, but we'll see. I have to connect to my database. We'll see what happens. All right, looks like we got on. All right, that's a good thing. All right, let's see what we got. And the next one you want to see is XELA. Looks like that's traded on the NASDAQ. That's Exela Technologies. Okay. Let's see what we got. All right, I got it up for you now. Let's see. All right, so this one came into today with a rally alert. And you can see that right here. So we did get the upside production, but then the market like crashed into the close. And you're right here at the trend line support. So possible we could get a technical bounce tomorrow on this one. Just something to watch. You did go from the bullish to the bearish bias on this too. So I don't know how much upside potential we may have, but I think this is what the bulls are going to try to support. So you could even get a little gap up on the open tomorrow too. But this should be able to make it back up to around $3.50, $4. Should be able to do that. We'll see how much selling commitment is in this one, but this is where you are for now. All right, let's see what else y'all want to take a look at. All right, you want to see Boeing. Okay, let's see what we got. The big government contractor. All right, so we have a crash alert sell signal for Boeing for tomorrow's trading. Looks like this one has topped out. It got up here toward the overhead trendline resistance and then just kind of lost it. The bears just came in and smacked it down, as they like to do. And bearish bias markets, they like to sell rallies like they did here, and like they did here, and like they did here. So all things being equal, looks like the market's going to try to put in a new leg down. So definitely be alert on that one going into tomorrow. All right, now you want to take a look at the agricultural DBA. Let's go ahead and pull that one up. All right. This one traditionally is a very slow mover. All right, let's see here. See, look at these historical bars, very narrow bars. All right, this one has a crash alert sell signal for tomorrow's trading on this one. All right, trend line support right below $18.50. It's the initial target on the pullback. You've been getting a lot of flip-flopping around here, getting a little top heavy. It gets top, it sells off, rally, sells off, rally, sells off. And each sell-off, each low is getting lower. So you're getting lower lows, but you're also getting higher highs, which means that the market is creating a trading range. That is correct. So this bar here will be your bottom, and this bar right here will be your top, which means you're going to be floating between $17.50 and $19.50. So you now have an official $2 trading range established in DBA, if that makes any sense for you. You said wheat and lumber are all in unison. Yeah, that makes sense. Lumber is considered your what they call the one of your fibers, like cotton. Okay, it's fibers. So you know, being that the lumber has been coming down though in price, it was over 600. Now it's down back into the 500s. So it has come off pretty big. Historically, lumber would not move. It stayed between 2 and 250 forever. So yeah, this is a long overdue move for lumber. All the other commodities been had big explosions and surges, but lumber didn't. So it's about time. Yeah, the euro yen, man, that's one of my favorite to trade, as you know, because it tracks with the S&P, Dow, Nasdaq, Russell very well, U.S. stock indices as a whole. And it may be signaling that, but like I showed you in the chart earlier, it looks like that we're at a place where the bulls could definitely start to defend. And if we're still using our euro yen as a proxy, that means that if the euro yen is bottoming out and about to rally now, that could be it for the stock market as well, meaning that today's sell-off, we could see a little bit of continuance in tomorrow, and then even maybe to the end of the week, and then support will be put in, and then a bounce. So yeah, it is possible. It's very possible. Yeah, man. I mean, it's because it's a FOMC week. Pretty much anything goes. I don't think they're going to do any surprise tomorrow. So I think it'll just be more par for the course, man. To be honest with you, that's what I'm thinking. But keep this in mind. The opens are not as important as the closes. Closes are the most important thing ever. Always remember that. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. All right. So closes determine what type of a market environment we're going to be experiencing. All right. So that is where we are right now. So we're at a wait and see. But you got your marching orders, you got the reports, the dashboard has been updated. So all these securities we went over today should be on the dashboard. So you have an opportunity to go and view the reports to position yourself for tomorrow. Like I said, tomorrow is going to be interesting. I don't know if they're doing a press conference afterwards or not. We'll see. I just have a sneaky suspicion, though, that we're going to get some kind of a rally tomorrow. Once all is said and done, I think the markets are going to use that as an opportunity to rally. I just do. But just be prepared for anything. You just got to be prepared for anything. Even though we have a primary crash alert on the Nasdaq and the Dow and the S&P, we do not have one on the Russell. We do not. All right. The Russell's been the weaker of the stock indices. We actually hit a new high today, it looks like, on that Nasdaq. So I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, if we do get a little bit of follow through tomorrow, I don't know how sustained it'll be. We'll have to really watch these and really be ready to make moves. You know what I mean? Got to be ready. Got to be ready to make moves because the market could do just about anything tomorrow, and we just don't have any idea. We just have to watch it and see. All right. With that being said, man, that's all I got. Everybody, you know what it is, man. Bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. And I'm out. Peace.